Okay, I am recording now, so just to let everybody know. So I guess everybody's coming down to the very end. I've spoken with Kaylin and Sherry. When is your last day?
My last day is Friday, this coming Friday.
Will that is that for post planning too?
Yes, post planning as well.
Good, good. How's everybody else? Share out.
Mine is next Friday as well. Friday's
Good,
my last. Mhm.
good. Getting it over with.
Friday's my last, but I have to go back for post-planning after Memorial Day.
Gotcha. A lot of people
Mhm.
are like
Same
that
with
too.
me. Yep, the same with me.
Uh-huh. Is it just 2 days for post planning?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Should be. They can always think of a reason to have a post planning day or a planning day.
Absolutely.
It's always something,
Yes.
or it was when I was there. I always felt like they were dogging me about something. That's fine, Bobby. That's an important thing, honey. You can't live without a wash machine. I feel you. I had to get one too. If you need to step away, you certainly can. We're right at 12:54, so we'll give it 5 more minutes and just give these last people coming in. I've got about 4 people that are not with us right now. So let me just call out their names to verify they're not here. I may have missed someone. It's Michaela Gilbert, Latanya Hodge, Kayla McGriff, and Kimberly Raven. Are any of you in class right now? If you are, please speak so I'll know who you are. Okay, those 4 are missing right now, so they could come in late. So we are back at it today, and there we go. There's Kayla. Come on in. It is here upon us. I'm sure by the end of the week you were tired of seeing messages from me, but I was only trying to communicate what I was trying to get across to everyone. Thank you for being patient with me as we are. And I do not see Antonique yet. I don't think she's in yet, so they'll be coming in, I'm sure, shortly. But anyway, we are back at it today for our social studies class. And if you will all turn your cameras on so I can see your beautiful faces today. I don't think we have any men in our classes. Let's see, Mr. Miss Hodge is here.
Hello.
Hey, darling. Hello. All right. And so we are going to try to go ahead and kind of get started if we can. We may have some more that are coming in, and I will accept them, of course. So today is all about deconstructing the standard. As I've already stated, you may already know how to do this. I'm sure most of you do. This is old school work here. I know that when we first started unpacking standards, this was a big part of what we did to make sure that we understood them because they were all new at that time. It was it took a lot of time to do them all. So I remember doing this. So I have provided an example, just a very basic example. I put it on that particular, on the week 2. You can take a look at it. And basically what's going to happen here is we're going to go into our groups, and you're going to work as a group to come up with a, deconstructing of the standard. You'll go through the process. You'll fill out the template as a group. And then you will drop that as a group into the Dropbox. Hopefully your names are going to appear there for your group. And you will drop that in there. And then in turn, if you would like to, you can turn around and drop that same document in the other Dropbox that is talking about an individual assignment. So I'm giving you the opportunity to use your group assignment as your individual assignment as well, and we will call it done. The next week that you do this, I won't do this in class. We won't even mention it. It'll be something you'll do on your own. I think by doing it in the group setting, if anybody is unsure of themselves, you can be reassured by doing it as a group. And then next week you will do it by yourself. And I believe you're doing one for each grade level. I think, I'm pretty sure you may not do one for 5th grade. I'm not sure if you do or not right now, but that's basically going to be today's class, is that we are going to do that as a group. And I have already pre-arranged those groups. So when we go into the breakout room, I will assign you to the group that you're in. And then you'll just work. You only have to turn in one document into that group Dropbox, and that is the document that you all agree on. Okay, so you all can work on it. Maybe you can do I know a lot of my classes, they've used Google Docs, and they've shared the doc with everybody, and then everybody has access to it. But you're only submitting one, and then you can turn around and take that same submission and turn it in for your individual deconstruction of standards. All right. Does anyone else have any kind of question? Whoops, sorry, I lost that one. Does anybody have any kind of questions they want to ask me right off the bat? Any concerns? Anything that pops in your mind that you want to question about? Let's go ahead and ask those questions. And Michaela Gilbert, did you come into class? I thought I saw you. Yes, there you are. I see you. Okay, Michaela, great. All right, so now we're down to missing one person, and that is Kimberly Raven. So hopefully if she comes in, I will note that as well. All right, so does everyone understand what you're going to do? It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, there's an example there in the course shell. You can follow along with that. And it's a very basic, that's Alicia Reynolds. She must have popped out. But it's a very basic standard, kindergarten standard, very easy. It is just very simply demonstrate an understanding of good citizenship. A, explain how rules are made and why, and B, explain why rules should be followed. So it's not a hard concept to go through to deconstruct. All right. So is everybody on board? 2 thumbs up if you are, 2 thumbs down if you're not. All right, we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to move into the breakout setting. And it will take me a few minutes to do this, and bear with me. There's going to be 4 groups. I'm going to assign you automatically. And I will begin with group 1. Hang on just a minute. And we will assign the following people to group 1. That will be Kimberly, or Kim, excuse me, Kim. Kimberly Raven is not in here right now, so we'll hold off on that. I can put her in there later. Weldon. And Dana. Dana, welcome. Dana wasn't with us last week, so we're glad to have her here. All right, and that is that group. And Raven. I think that's the group that only has four students in it. All right, group 2 will be Antonique, Kaylin, and Alicia. I think it was Alicia. Yes, Alicia. And then we have Rashonda. And Bob. All right. That's the second group. Now let's move to the third group. Is Ursula. Third group. Let's hold on. Assign Ursula. There you are. Then we have Michaela Gilbert. And Latanya Hodge. And Rachel. And Jamal. Okay, and then the last group is group 4. Hang on just a minute, group 4. Let's assign you people. We have Irish. And we have Sherry.
One quick question. The standard that we're deconstructing is the SSKCG1, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is that standard about let's see, Kayla. We got Kayla. And so there we go. Lauren. There we go, Lauren. Okay, for some reason I'm not showing Letitia. Might not have been there.
Professor Snellgrove.
Yes.
Hi. So I guess I have a little bit of a confusion because we had an assignment, right? There's two. It says deconstructing in the breakout rooms and deconstructing the kindergarten standard. Were we not supposed to do it individually and then a different one as a group? I guess I read it wrong,
It's
obviously.
okay. Listen, you were to do it individually. Somebody needs to turn off their
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But anyway, the thing is that you didn't really do anything wrong. You were going to submit that assignment individually, and you can go back and do it on your own. Let's say you didn't like the way your group did it. You could always do it on your own and then turn it in for an individual grade. That is fine. What you did is fine. And then you are going to work in class today on a group assignment, which is the same thing, working on that standard. So it's fine what you did. And you do have the right, if you don't really care for what your group came up with, then you can always go back and do the assignment on your own and turn it in for the individual grade. You're going to get 2 grades. You're going to get an individual grade for what you do on your own for this assignment, as well as what you do in the group. And the reason why I had to do it like that is I really wanted you to do the first grade standard individually on your own, but then that's assigned for next week. So I didn't want to get into that. So I just left it all on kindergarten and the same standard and just gave you a break. So you don't have to go back in there technically and do that individually. You're doing it as a group. I'm sure what you do as a group will be just as well as what you do on your own. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Hey, thank you for asking. Letitia, I think that I have left you off. So I'm going to add you to a group. And I'm going to put you in group 1. I don't know how I did that. I figured that would happen. So I'm not surprised. But anyway, let's see. I don't know how to get back up there. Let me see if I can do this down like this. And maybe you're already on there. I don't know. I don't see your name. That's what's probably bothering me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send you all to your rooms.
Wait, quick
And then,
question. I have a
yes,
question. Can you
yes.
just upload the template for me, please? Or
It is
is it there?
on the,
It's
it is
there already?
actually
Okay,
on the
I'll look for it.
assignment in the
Okay.
Dropbox. It's there.
Okay, I'll look for it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's right there. You'll see it. Let me see if I can pull that up. Um, it is right there. Hold on just a minute, guys. Okay, I believe it's in actually both of them. Let me check. I'm going to double check before I send y'all. Yes, the template is there. So, let me share out my screen quickly. Here we go. It is actually there. This is what it looks like. Can you see that? Do you see it? Yes. Okay. So it is there, and it is in the actual Dropbox where the actual group assignment is located. All right. And all you need to do is page down to where you actually see where there it is right there. See, that's all you're doing. You're just going to list the standard. You're going to list the elements, which are showing there, A and B, and then you're going to go in and define vocabulary that you think would be words that they would be unfamiliar with. And then you're going to study the standard and the elements, identify concepts and skills students need to know to understand to be able to reach the proficiency level. You're going to ask each of those questions. You're going to you're going to put in some questions and answers you think that might be used there. And then you're going to kind of break the standard down where it's understandable and it communicates the language of the standard or elements of the standard. Paraphrase the standard or elements. Create a script that details how the teachers will describe the standard or elements. And then, of course, I can statements are easy. And then you're going to establish what strong work looks like and what weak work looks like. What would it be? And you're going to write those there. And some common misconceptions about this particular standard, what people think. I know one thing about kindergartners, they think that rules don't apply to adults because they live in a world where they're constantly bombarded with this is the rule and it's what I have to do. And they think that a misconception for a child is adults don't have rules. And you need to explain to them, no, rules are for everyone. We have stop signs all over the world so that people are not killed in traffic accidents. That is a rule. That is a law that we must follow. We must stop. But it's for our safety. We have rules. Adults have rules just like kids. But a lot of kids don't understand that. So that is a misconception. And you can use that. All right, I'm going to stop the share. If I can get to the right page. Where is it at? Oh, here it is up here. Here we go. Let me go like this. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to open up are there any other questions? Those are good questions. Thank you for asking.
I have a question. Once we're done,
Okay.
do we come back?
Yes, thank you for asking that, Michaela. Kayla, we will come back as a group and let me see. It's 1:10. I'll pull you back in here at 2:10. And then from there, we will present out. Each group will present out their findings. You can select one person or a couple of people can do it, however you want to handle that. It is totally up to you. All right. All right. Any other questions? All very valid questions. Okay. I'm going to send you to your breakout rooms at this time. I'm going to assign you. Let me do one. Same. Oh, each one.
Okay, give me 1 second. Computer died and I have to figure out the other one.
That's okay. Okay, so how was that? That wasn't bad, was it? Pretty good. All right, we're going to do a presenting out, just kind of like each group, kind of share out what they came up with. We'll just start off at the top, I guess, with group one. We'll wait till everybody gets in here first. It looks like some people haven't joined us yet. Give everybody a few minutes to do that.
And before we start, Professor, for some reason, we did the assignment, but we lost the headers. So we're trying to figure it out, but I still have the information on there. But we're trying to.
Well, as long as you do the questions off of it, I think you'll be fine. Off the template, yeah,
Okay.
I understand. This should, okay, I think everybody's back. So that's how we're going to run the class. And it looks like somebody got bumped out. Hold on. That happens too. But anyway, this is kind of an informal way and kind of lets you off the hook. You're not sitting in class listening to somebody lecture to you. You're talking to your peeps and probably getting more ideas from them than you would ever get from me. So there is goodness coming here. Okay, so at this time we will start with group one. Group one. I don't know.
That's me, Kim. Can you see the screen or?
Yeah, and you can share out, please. If you want to share your screen, you can do that, or you can just talk us through it.
Okay, let me see if I could share the screen. Screen.
I'm sure you can. It's available.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna see entire screen. Yes, share. Okay, let's see.
You're in business. Yes, thank you. Oh.
Okay, so like I said, the headers are missing, but the standard is, as you can see, it's SSKCG1 to demonstrate an understanding of good citizenship. We're going to explain how rules are made and why, and explain why rules should be followed. Our vocabulary would be demonstrate, to show through actions, discussional behavior, understanding, good citizenship, rules made, followed, responsibility, safety, and consequence. That's our definitions the words that we defined. Can we move up on this screen because I can't see? Okay, the next area is what are we doing? The concepts and skills. So the concepts are what good citizenship is. The concept is the rule. Sorry, let me continue. The rules exist in groups, schools, and communities. Rules are created for safety, fairness, and order. People make rules for specific reasons, and there are consequences for not following the rules. Whereas the skills or the what students will be able to do is to explain the process of making rules in simple terms, describe reasons for having rules, describe reason for following the rules, and demonstrate examples of good citizenship. Now, the key implementations and questions and answers are: what does good citizenship look like for a kindergartner? Is being kind, helping others, taking turns, and following classroom rules and school rules. The other question is, how can we help students understand how rules are made? You could do that through role play, class discussions, just creating classroom rules together, and reading books about the community helpers and leaders. Number 3 was, why is it important for students to understand why rules exist? Is it to build a better understanding that rules help keep people safe and allow everyone to be treated fairly? And number 4 was, how can students demonstrate their understandings of why rules should be followed? By discussing consequences of breaking the rules and acting out examples of why following behavior. And then, let's see here. Okay, now this one here was, which one was this here? To paraphrase the standard or elements and create a short script. We have today we are learning about what it means to be a good citizen. A good citizen is someone who follows the rules, help others, and tries to do the right thing. We will learn how rules are made, like how we make our classroom rules together. We will also talk about why is it important to follow the rules, like saying by staying safe, being fair, and making sure everyone can learn and have fun. Some ICANN statements that we came up with were: I can explain what it means to be a good citizen. I can tell how rules are made. I can explain why we have rules. And I can tell why it's important to follow the rules. Okay, now the last part, let me see, was establish a criteria for, okay, this is for strong work. Now for strong work, I have named at least 2 ways rules are made: by leaders, by class votes, and also clearly explains clearly why the rules are important to keep us safe, for them to describe how rules help everyone get along, to give examples of good citizenship by like helping, sharing, or following directions, and also describe how classroom and school also describes the classroom rules or school rules clearly. And the week would be, if you're not seeing it in a work, would be cannot explain why the rules exist, give irrelevant examples, and confuses rules with consequences, and does not participate in discussion or activities at all. Let me see. That was just the top section, but
That's
we
fine.
also have more. Okay, and that's it.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to ask the other 3 groups, did you have something different? Group 2, did you have something different that stands out from what group 1 did? Did you go a different way? I'm just asking.
No, but very similar.
Very similar. Okay. How about group 3? Anything that stands out that your group found different from what you've just heard? I'm not saying anything's wrong with what they said. I'm just asking you, did you see things differently in any way?
I think I was in group 3. I have to see. It was a group 3 or 4.
It's okay.
That's the only part I'm like, which
You
one
was
for
3.
us?
You were 3.
We
Okay.
Okay, we were in group 3. Okay, so we did go to further into details. I can share my screen if you would like.
Sure.
We went
Yes.
kind of
Yes, go
separated
ahead.
the 2. Okay,
Do it.
Kim did a phenomenal job. She did a phenomenal job.
Oh yeah, great job, Kim.
Group.
Great job, group 1. Excellent. You nailed it. There's no question about it. That's all you have to do. You obviously are very accomplished.
So yes, like I said, they did a wonderful job, and we kept the same. I agree with 3, the scaffolding. Some things that we did kind of break down between like A and B, the different ICANN statements, because we want to be very specific. And as you know, when you're being observed and for your teats, they kind of know, they want to know which is which. So for A, we put explain how rules are made and why. So we put 3 ICANN statements. I can tell how rules are made. I can explain why we have rules, and I can talk about who helps make rules at home and school. And so in the B part, just in case we maybe not got to that point or not, but explain why rules should be followed, is I can tell why it's important to follow rules. I can give examples of what happens when rules are followed, and I can show how to be a good citizen. So when we went down to the strong work parts of it, we wanted our students to be able to not only define it, but to also be able to follow classroom rules consistently and teach them the importance of consistency and help, and also be able to be a good helper to remind others in a kind way. Because sometimes students, as you know, that they assume that other students are going to listen to them, and that's not always the case. So when they do try to redirect another student, the other student gets offended, and that's when you don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. I'm not going to say this. So like I said, Kim did a phenomenal job. I just wanted to implement that right there as well, so that the kids can be able to actually demonstrate it on their own time, because following rules are something that you're going to have to be able to do really until the day you die. We're going to be honest about it. So it's just going to be different settings, so they can adapt and be able to show it, but making sure we put in a kind way.
Yes. I love it. All right, group 4. Was that 3 or 4? I don't know. Which one was it, y'all? Were you 3? Y'all were 3. Okay, group 4. Did you have anything that you would tweak, or that your group was excited about, or you maybe went off on a different direction? Just asking.
Group 4, we basically had the same thing as the other groups.
Group 1.
Yes, I think on the strong work, we also said that the children could demonstrate how they can show good citizenship or how they can show they're following the rules. So having them get up and demonstrate in front of the class. We also open our scaffolding with a video on
Yes.
being a good citizen.
Oh,
Um,
good.
yes, and then from there, the teacher going into, what is citizenship and examples of that in their classroom and in their home and in the school.
Excellent. Excellent. Great idea. A video is worth 1,000 words, especially with kids. I really believe that. Okay, excellent point. And now group 5, did you have something that just jumps out that, hey, we want to share this out? This was something different. If you do, share out. Anything? Are you on, is group 5 spokesperson? Are you on the same wavelength as the others? Yes or no?
I don't think there was a group 5.
There wasn't a group 5?
No,
Well,
I
thank
think
you for saying that. I'm sorry. I thought there was, I don't know why I thought there was a group 5. Thank you for saying that. God, I don't even know how many groups I had. Okay. So, yes.
Did you record when we came back in?
I don't know. I mean, I had recorded originally, so I'm not sure.
Okay, I didn't know. I know normally you record back when we come back in the room.
Yes, I did. And let me see. Why is
It
it
looks
doing
like it's recording.
Yes, it's still recording. Yay, it is recording. Yes, it's recorded the whole thing. Okay, so if you wanted to go back and watch something, you could. I actually have the whole lesson in one lovely video for you. All right, so I think by now you have an excellent idea what it means to deconstruct a standard. Are there any overriding questions about the assignment, how to do the assignment? You will then turn around. You can choose to use what you've got from your group, which is excellent work, and turn that in for your individual deconstruction of a kindergarten standard. It is all the same. That is up to you. I will remind all of you, it is all due tonight at 11:59. So, you might want to take advantage of being able to turn it in multiple times and not have any other thing to do with it. The next time you will deconstruct, you will do the first grade standard. It's pre-selected, and you will work on that on your own. We won't revisit this because I'm not going to beat a dead horse. And again, I'm assuming that everyone feels up to where you need to be to do this. Okay. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask.
I have a question. Do
Yes.
we each turn in the group assignment or just one of us?
That's a good question. I don't really know how to answer it because I'm assuming that. Well, let me ask you this. Does anybody know, has anybody looked in that Dropbox for the group assignment? Can anybody look in there and tell me what they see as a student?
You have to upload something. So it's not like one person is submitting. It's like we all are submitting the document.
Okay, go in there and submit the document, each of you from that group. Okay, just because this is new ground for me. I'm just trying to figure all this out. So thank you, Bobby, for asking that question. Please upload your file that you just completed as a group into your Dropbox. And then I think you will all have a grade, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we will see. It's certainly not going to be a bad grade, so nobody has to worry about that. But I'm just saying I want to see how that comes out on my end, the way I see it. Okay, so upload your group work into your Dropbox for the group assignment, and then you will do the same for the individual assignment. Okay, and you get a free pass on that. I think by now you all are completely capable of doing this. Does anybody feel that they're not? Because I feel like you've already experienced this in your work that you do every day. So enough of that. So as we move into next week, when we come back, we are going to once again go with the group work, and I will send out a video on what you will be doing as a group. You're going to, I will give you this preview, and I may have already said this, but when we come together next time, you'll be in a group. I think it will be a different group. But what you're going to do when you go in your breakout rooms, you're each going to share out the things listed on a, you're going to create a media page, a slide where you go over some specific things about your lessons or your lesson that you're going to preview. And you're going to do that in front of your people in your breakout room. And then you will decide as a group which one was the most engaging, which one would cause the most student reaction. And then you're going to write a statement about that lesson and put it on a Padlet. And then we're going to come together and look at the 5 best lessons. Okay, so you're not teaching a lesson for me. You're just going to basically get into a breakout room and you're going to address, you're going to have a slide that you address certain things I asked you to look for in your lesson. You're going to describe those, and then as a group, you'll decide which one would make the most gains, which one would grab the most attention, which one is the most eye-catching. And then you're going to write a statement as a group, put that on a Padlet, and then we're going to come together and discuss those top 5 lessons. Does everybody understand that? Basically, that's what you're doing. So you're not teaching a lesson. You're not, none of that. We don't have time for that. We don't have to. We just can't do it. So this is what we're going to do instead. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? You're probably saying, I guess it does. I don't know. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. I have a video going out, I think, tomorrow on that. So please take advantage of listening to that. So you'll be on board for the next Saturday we meet. And at that time, I believe you will have planned a first grade lesson plan, I believe. It can be kinder or first, your choice. So you get to pick which grade level. Okay. All right. Any other questions before I let you go?
Yes, real quick.
Yes.
So I'm looking at the assignment for today, and Michaela was right. You do upload a file, but when I was going to upload it, it gave me a notification, and it states, keep in mind this submission will count for everyone in your grouping assignment 1 group. So does that mean?
You know what that means? That means only one person from your group needs to submit it.
Yeah, I just went and looked and it says mine's already been submitted, but I haven't.
There you go. So you're good. So you see that? So one person, whoever you want out of the group, just select one person to upload one time, and then that's done.
Okay, Dana, can you upload ours, please?
Yes.
I uploaded ours for our group.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you did yours, Ursula. You did yours for your group. Okay, great. Okay, in group 4, I'm sorry, I thought there were 5 groups until I was nicely corrected. Thank you so much.
Group 4.
Yay, yay. So you're done. You're done with that. Just make sure you go back in and do the individual assignment, and hopefully this has been basically painless. I hope. Okay. All right. We will move on into next week. You'll see that pop up sometime tomorrow. Again, if you have questions, concerns, or you're lost, or you need a helping hand, do not hesitate to reach out by email. I'll be glad to answer that as quickly as I can and help you along the way. I really, really, really do not want this to be over strenuous or over taxing for you, as you are all trying to get some summertime into your schedule, and I'm sure you've got other things more pressing. Yes, Kim.
Oh, I just quick question about the GACE that I took.
You mean the real GACE? You took the real GACE, or are you talking about the practice
the one
test?
The practice test. Okay, I know you're not grading it, but I got 18 out of 25. What's a passing grade for it if I have to take that section?
Now, I don't know. Does anybody know?
Okay, listen.
I don't know that there is is there a social studies section per se, or are they just intermixed into the, I think somebody addressed it.
It's a social study. I thought it was a social studies portion on there. It says part 1 and part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 parts to it.
I just want to know what's a passing score. So, I mean, I saw my mistakes, which but I kind of did good, but I want to make sure I get the allotted. I want to make sure. Okay, that's all.
Okay. I know that Antonique took it. Did you take it?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I don't know. She might answer that differently. I don't know. She's actually had it. But yeah. Yeah, and I took that off the graded part because that was not to be graded. So this will not be graded as well as the final. You will see it again at the end of the semester, and hopefully you can compare scores, and hopefully it'll be better than it was the first time. Okay? All right. So it does not appear in the grade book. It should not. So I've straightened that out. All right. Okay, so if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. And again, reach out if you have a question. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day. You're done.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.